A short, wiry man with dark eyes, wild black eyebrows and thin grey hair appeared, glaring at her. He was only slightly taller than Jemima, but she was immediately frightened because he was brandishing a very sharp-looking dagger. She put her hands up. "I'm sorry."
"Can't you read the signs?"
He jabbed the dagger towards the ceiling, where a sign hung bearing the warning, "All items extremely valuable. Do not touch. S. Tippaine." I can read, but I didn't see the..."
"Should have looked, shouldn't you? Get out!"
"What? I wanted for my grandma."
"Out!"
Jemima felt disinclined to stay anyway, but an indignation at the man's rudeness rose above her fear and reminded her of Agnes's respect for her grandmother. "My grandma is the lady who lives at the house on the hill." It sounded silly, pompous, when she said it out loud, but oddly it had an effect on the rat-like man. For a few uncomfortable seconds he remained in his threatening pose, dagger extended at her. Then his tone of voice became almost conciliatory.
"All right, but don't touch."
Mr. Tippaine, for it had to be him, sidled away, clutching his dagger, viewing Jemima with unblinking eyes. Grabbing a dustcloth, he stopped at a table towards the back of the shop, set the dagger down on it, and began to wipe 3 small bookshelves. Jemima turned, not knowing where to put herself. She would look at a couple more things to prove herself, then get out. She bumped into something large and solid and whirled round in surprise. A huge bear growled at her, claws raised above its head. Though she realised quickly that it was stuffed, there was a fox there too, and an eagle above its head. She had to force her nerves to settle as the shopkeeper scuttled across to witness her undignified recovery. He glared as she steadied the bear, but did not confront her again. Jemima gave a wider berth to the stuffed badger and otter lurking on a row of low rostra by the wall, and walked back slowly towards the shop entrance, thinking that she had probably stayed long enough by now. Then, 4 or 5 steps from the door, he called after her.
"You want something for your grandma?"
She held her voice cordially. "Yes, I was looking for a gift." He shuffled over, looking guilty, she fancied, perhaps because of the way he had addressed her earlier, then withdrew something slender and shining from his pocket. It was a gold paper knife with a jade pommel-stone, green like the hills on Grandma's clock.
£15,
he shot at her. It was supremely well-fashioned, and obviously worth a lot more. An unusual figure of weighing scales was on the hilt. She was bewildered. "Are you sure this is—"
"Take it or leave it."
With suppressed delight, and not a little surprise at her good fortune, Jemima checked her purse. That was indeed all of her money. But it was clearly worth it. "Sorry about earlier," Jemima tried. "I didn't realise, you see." He snatched the money from her with a scowl.
"Right, off you go."
Needing no second instruction, Jemima shoved her purse into her bag and hurried out with her unexpected prize.